Hello everybody, welcome to a new tutorial from Sound for More. It's Leo speaking. Today I'm going to show you how you can import two samples and then you can use both samples inside a single tone. Before I continue, I would like to remind my viewers to subscribe as it helps with bringing more tutorial and videos like this one. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate how to use two samples inside a single tone and I'm going to import them. But of course, you can apply the same concept if you were sampling them as well. So let's click on the sampling button. You have this view where you can import and also sample. You can import to pad, keyboard and multi-sample. So let's actually, where it says here edit, let's select keyboard sample. So we go inside there and this is where it shows you all the list of sample to keyboard which have been imported. In this case, of course, it's empty, but you can do a lot of things there and this is where you have that repository. Now, let's make sure we are on number one. Let's click on utility and we select import. Now let's scroll down and let's go to actually USB memory. And let's expand that. And you can see that I have a lot of things in here. So I'm going to select the first one, 80 plug. I'm going to click on import. It says, are you sure? Click OK. And I'll wait for that waveform to be imported into the Fantom. Okay, almost there. As you can see, it says 80 plug and that is imported. You can click on preview to preview it. Okay, really nice. Important, it tells you the size, the time, and also the original key. And if you want to, you can click on parameter edit and you can find additional parameters as well that you want to edit. And you can, of course, go inside the waveform to edit the waveform as well. Okay, let's click on utility again, on import again, and let's select that big lead and select import and then select OK again to import that new sample of waveform inside the Fantom. Okay, almost there. As you can see, there are two now. And that's the preview. Okay, let's press exit. Let's go to single tone. Why not? Let's click on bank and let's change the bank into user, right? And then let's go to find a tone which is initialized. Perfect. Let's click on the oscillator button. And as by default, as you know by now, if you have watched one of my previous tutorial, you are in oscillator type PCM. So stick to that. Go to the parameter and where it says here int, select that and change the parameter to sample. Then go to the wave number and use your function key and select the sample that you want to play. So like in this case, 80 plug. Now the reason that is not sounding is because I have selected partial 2. But only partial 1 is active. So let's deactivate partial 1 and let's activate partial 2. Really nice. Now let's go to partial 1. Let's deactivate partial 2. Let's activate partial 1. Let's do the same. So let's go to sample. There you go. And then let's change the to big lead. Now you hear the big lead. Now let's activate also partial 2. And now you hear both partial being played. Now you might be thinking, oh, that's not what I want. I want the plug being played on the left side of the keyboard up to B3 as a key. And then from C4, I want to have the lead. How do you do that? Well, it's very simple. Where it says 2 Pro, click on it. Okay. Then you will see a new addition to the menu here, which says keyboard selected. And this is great because you can set velocity control, the level of a curvature. You can also set which partial get activated based on velocity. And you can also do fade in for velocity here as well. Fade low and fade up. But importantly for this tutorial, you can set actually for each partial, which range of the keyboard they cover. So let's go, for example, here where it says G9 for partial number 1. Click Shift and hold it and press B3. Okay. Now let's go on the second partial on the key range low. Click and hold Shift and press C4. Now what's happening is that I have my pluck at the top from C4 and my lead below from B3. I want to swap them. So how do I do that? Well, let's go to zoom. Let's go to parameter. Okay. So here instead of pluck, let's change the waveform to big lead, and then and do the opposite on the other partial. And now you should have the pluck on the below C4 from B3 below, and you have the big lead from C4. And now you can have a lot of fun. Of course, one other thing which is nice when you are in Pro mode, let's go back to Pro mode, you have a lot of additional parameters. So if you scroll right to the bottom where it says MFX for multi-effect, press enter, and then here we can choose something, for example, like delay. And now we have a delay effect applied for that tone. Really, really nice. And you can also control the output up here for the multi-effect to chorus and reverb as well. So in this case, let's set this to maximal and also this one to maximal as well. Why not? And you can do the same, of course, on the chorus and level. Remember, you can go to the menu, effect, edit, you go to your internal there, and then of course you can change the setting for your reverb and your chorus as well. So like in this case. The great thing is, press oscillator again, you can go back and change, for example, other parameters. You can say, for example, partial 1, where I have that 80 pluck, okay? So you say on the pitch side, we are going to go 1 octave above. And only the pluck is affected because it's only using partial 1. So in this case, we are only using 2 partial. Both are playing different samples, which we have imported. Okay, and again, if you go back to sampling and then press on keyboard sample edit here, you see your 2 samples there as well that we have used. And of course, remember, you can write that tone. And in that case, you have a new tone, which is fantastic. You can, for example, use it to import a lot of other waveforms and create your own tones, which is fantastic. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. See you at the next one. Thank you. Bye.